Oh, shit. So scary.
Some ASMR for you.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy.
The fitness gram pacer test is in
Stop. Why does this keep happening?
Oh, because it's terrible. That's why.
Okay. Anyway, hello everyone.
Howdy.
And welcome back to the smoke room. We are on our first day of work. Will it be our last day of work?
Likely so.
Will Samuel fuck up so badly that he gets
dies.
fired? Will I pin Benny to the wall and fuck him raw right there in this mine?
Right in the mine. You know? No one around but God and the rocks and monsters.
Yeah.
They're like, man, he's really doing it to this guy, isn't he? Holy shit. Let's not mess with him. He's gonna fuck us up too. It's gonna be like Flynn Beast. It's like, oh shit.
That's kind of hot.
That's kind of hot. Don't stop. He's just sitting over there in the corner with his little arms. Oh my god.
Oh my god. The two of them are gone without so much as giving me a second look.
Yeah, they left.
Yeah. Well, that went as poorly as first impressions could go. So it can't get worse this day.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, if that's first impression.
No.
So, yeah, you can't really do, first impression worse again.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. I saw it all.
I want to tell Nick that it feels like this foreman knows I shouldn't be here. But Nick gives me a look that says there are people everywhere and listening.
It's unfortunate that the pneumatic rock pick isn't working right now. It's a beautiful piece of technology. But if there are problems with it, the foreman will just have to use his pick and hammer for the while like the rest of us.
What do the rest of us do exactly? Nick grunts.
In some ways, you are lucky that progress has been slow. Extracting ore is not difficult. You will have no problem while you are here with me for today. But it is hard work, so you are going to sweat.
I can handle that. For a moment, I consider mentioning how that's never bothered him before, but I don't think he would much appreciate it if I said something like that here. But I can't stand the idea of getting grimy for hours on end without grooming myself throughout the day.
Oh.
What a pampered little bitch.
I know, like, come on, man. You never just sweated and worked and toiled all day?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Right.
Some of us get real sweaty. Because some of us are fat and sweat a lot.
Just don't be fat, then.
I'm trying.
I'm not trying hard enough.
I know. I've somewhat improved my habits, but they're not quite where they need to be. My will needs to get a little stronger, and I need to get more regular with the things that I do.
Do you need Hal Jordan level willpower?
I really do.
Do you want your willpower to be so strong you suck the energy out of a Manhunter armor and create a new Green Lantern ring?
Oh, I would love that, actually. If my will was
That's
that
hype
strong.
For no reason. That was so hype for
thing,
no reason.
Like, so good.
But Hal deserves it.
He kind of needed it for the time, I would say.
Like,
I would say
so
Hal
dumb.
was due.
Yeah.
You know?
He hasn't had like a cool moment in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And, he is the greatest Green Lantern.
The last cool moment that comes to mind was DC versus Vampires.
That's not cool.
Where he had to kill I don't know if it was Barry or Wally who was the Flash at that point. Is it
Wally?
Is it Wally?
Yeah.
He had to kill Wally because you as a vampire is like way too dangerous.
I hate the moment with him and Diana. Like Hal and Diana in that book.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
I haven't seen it.
Most of that book is really bad.
Well, it's DC versus Vampires.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be like schlocky, but it's like...
You can have good schlocky.
You can have good schlock, but that's not good schlock.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I know. Like if you actually sit down and read it, it's funnier out of context than if you don't care about the integrity of the characters.
Right.
But if you do, that book is awful.
I believe it. I believe it.
It's very unfortunate. It also got delayed to hell and back, so it takes like if it all came out at one time, it would have been like, okay, this is
like if it just came out as a trade, like right out the gate.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's a dumb, stupid thing, but instead it's got dragged out for like nearly 2 years. And I'm like, fuck off.
Who really was who stand DC versus vampires and like was waiting on bated breath for every single issue.
Ooh. Excuse me. Hopefully no one. It's only for a week, though. I think I could put up with anything for only a week. The farther we go from the Beckett site, the harder it is to see the heavy machinery and the torches. The light in Nick's lamp is the only guide we have at the moment. How do any of you manage to see down here? The Badger taps his cap.
I do just fine with this. But before I could afford the lamp, the candles mostly.
That's a little bit strange to me.
Strange? How?
I've never seen you without your hat before when you work. I just assumed you had always had it.
Carbide lamps are expensive, my friend. And so is the gas.
Still, it's hard for me to picture you without it on you for very long.
That I can agree with. It gives me comfort. Careful.
He lays a big arm across my chest.
Nice.
His headlight shines on a pile of rocks scattered messily on the dirt floor and at the end of the mine track where a wide cart sits. I can hear grunts, the shuffling of bodies and rocks, a stuttering, shattering, not
there
stuttering.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that they're almost similar. They
Well...
stuttered to the ground, right? They stuttered to not be in one rock anymore, right?
Sure.
That's how this works.
That boulder stuttered into many pieces. Sure. Uh-huh. We'll move. No.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah? See?
If it helps you sleep, sure. We can have you. I'll let you have it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's shattered all around me, but I can barely see anything in front of me.
Let's find a spot that isn't so crowded.
I want to tell him that I don't mind because I can't even see anybody, but I don't think I should second guess him.
Here's a nice spot. Come. Okay.
There's a big outcropping of a rock beside a wooden scaffold. It looks like a gray, formless mass until Nick shines his light on the piece, which has streaks that sparkle like the stars in the sky.
If you have not seen one before, this is what the silver vein looks like.
Veins? Kind of a strange choice of name, ain't it?
Strange how?
It's just the word is all. Makes me think about blood, not metal stuck in rocks. And, blood pumps. It's always moving. If you find it in something, it means it's alive.
It is interesting to me how often, when we talk, you make me think about your language.
That's really cute.
Yeah, I like this portrait.
It's very good.
Did I say something dumb again? You always do. I hope it's not a bad thing.
Not at all. But vein is a very good word for this occurrence, as a concept. Blood does flow through veins. Water flows through the cracks in the earth, carrying mineral sediments with it. Over time, those materials crystallize, filling the cracks, leaving compounds between the ores. As we dig deeper, we are only following where the water once was. If you do not want to call deposits veins, you could simply say we are following the seepage.
I don't like that at all, actually. In fact, I hate that. He stares at me.
Seepage, Samuel. What are you talking about?
We're talking about
Seepage.
Samuel's seepage.
Good old Samuel's seepage. Available at major retailers nationwide.
Man, so I was watching this anime called Saki,
Uh-huh.
and it's a mahjong anime, right?
Okay.
So it's also an ecchi series.
Oh boy.
So the girls are like, you know.
Of course.
And there are so many scenes in the first season where like their girls are playing mahjong and they're doing like tremendous plays. Right?
Okay, right.
And a girl's reaction would be like, oh, she's so strong. And it'll like pan down to the girl's legs trembling, and her thighs will be red and dripping with sweat.
Oh
and I'm
my
just
God.
there's some seepage here.
You know, that classic mahjong seepage. That's what happens to my thighs whenever I play a challenging mahjong game. I got seepage out all my pores.
I love how everyone has like mahjong stand powers while playing. Like everyone has like special abilities, but aren't like special because it's not supernatural.
Right.
But just like this girl's good at doing this.
Is it like a Hikaru no Go sort of situation, but like even less supernatural?
Yeah, because it's like one girl's power is that she's so much of a nobody, people don't notice her. So in mahjong you have to like declare things, right? Declare Ricci and stuff. So she can declare stuff, no one will notice her, and so they can't like respond to it.
I see.
So stuff like that.
That's interesting.
Or you have one girl who's like she's always cold all the time. And so she always picks up the dragon tiles because they're warm.
Oh, right.
So when she like reaches like for the wall to grab a random tile,
she knows it's a dragon tile.
She has like a higher chance of pulling a dragon.
I see. That's kind of really funny.
Yeah, so like the powers are like that.
Man. Well, speaking of Hikaru no Go, so like every couple of years I'll like want to like watch that.
No, you don't.
Like it's weird. I know I don't, right? But like I'm like, you know, maybe I should check that out again. But then in the same breath, and I don't know why they're linked in my mind like this, but then I'm like, no, I want to watch Prince of Tennis.
It was like, around the same time, though.
I think it was, and that's why they're linked in my mind. Okay,
but how hype in Prince of Tennis was... I forget which tournament it was and how far into the series, when they revealed that the main character was using his offhand the whole time.
Bro. It was so hype, though.
He swapped to his dominant hand. He's been going easy on us this whole time.
Yo, let's do a Prince of Tennis watch along. No. Let's go.
No.
Yes.
You can fuck off with that. Oh, I flinch because I can hear Yao's voice before I can see him. He's so quiet when he walks.
Just in time. I was going to show Sam the ore extraction techniques. Let me help you then. Those can be dangerous. He could just jump into it.
I don't mind a demonstration before trying.
Sure. The tools you should have on hand are a pickaxe, a sledgehammer, a spike, matches, and sticks of dynamite. Picks are for the softer rock and packed gravel. The rest is for dislodging and breaking apart big deposits.
I can barely see Yao crouching down and rustle with a bag. He comes back into Nick's light, holding a thick steel spike in his paw.
I hold this while Nick embeds it into the rock with one good, strong swing. If I don't keep still, he could miss and crush my fingers.
Excuse me? And Nick hefts the sledgehammer behind his back, squeezing the handle. Shifts his weight into his swing, pausing in the air just a bit.
Now!
And then he brings it down. I look away and hear a horrible crunching sound. Noise. Whatever. I think about the Sable's hand, wondering if this is the way he lost it. Either that or sticking it into a machine.
Or that, like he said, he did.
Yeah.
You can stop looking away now. The spike is in.
I open my eyes. The large spike looks like it's several inches deep into the wall. Why would you let him do that?
Because he never misses. You can thank my hat. The light beam helps me focus, and the weight of it is just right.
I'm not thanking your hat.
Thank his hat! It was just an expression, Samuel. But you really should, you stupid asshole.
I don't know, I prefer Yao's hat.
I mean, fair. His hat's pretty good.
It's kind of cute.
Mm-hmm. It's a good hat.
Mhm.
Matches his overalls.
I like his overalls a lot.
So he's got jean overalls, he's got some Joe overalls, and he's got a jet.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
I like when he
definitely-
only wears the overalls.
That's pretty good.
It's a good look.
Mm-hmm. Just overalls on like anybody is a good look, though.
It's pretty good.
It's a pretty good look.
You say that, but I know that you really love that hat. Still, you made it look so easy. But that can't be safe.
You think this is our first time doing this?
That doesn't mean it's still not safe.
Well,
The head of the spike is wide enough that the hammer should never come in contact with your fingers if you grab the center. Once this spike is in, all we have to do is place the dynamite in the cracks, stand back and let the walls crumble.
So nobody ever gets hurt doing this.
We didn't say that, but the two of us have worked together long enough to coordinate our actions. There are ways to tap it in too, but it takes much longer. With more swings, you had more chances to make mistakes.
Nick had told me stories about driving steel into rock before, and it always sounds exhausting. But I didn't understand how risky it was. If he hurts his or Yao's paws, they're out of a job. And Nick does this nearly every day from dawn to dusk for less than even what I make.
I want you to hold the spike now, Sam.
What? I know what I heard, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. Why? Nick's expression turns stern.
So you know what to do if somebody tells you to do this when we aren't here.
I don't want to hold it.
I understand.
He leans in close to me and whispers.
I do not want you to either, but I cannot always be here. It will look suspicious if we're always together. They will eventually force us apart. That's why I want to prepare you for anything.
Nick pulls the spike out of the rock and places it in my paw. The spike feels warmer than I thought it would be, and Nick's paw lingers there, squeezing mine shut. Then he guides it to the surface of the rock.
Remember, grip the center and hold still.
I nod, squeezing the spike harder than I mean to.
On 3.
He takes a step back.
1,
He hefts the hammer onto his shoulder.
2.
He lifts it. I stare up at it. Up at him. The blunt end of the hammer raises above me.
oh, he's gonna have PTSD.
He suddenly, it suddenly occurs to me that if Nick wants revenge for what I did to his former coworker, this would be the easiest way to do it. After all, these sorts of accidents happen all the time.
But he hated that guy.
No, he doesn't know that for sure.
Well, yeah.
That's just what Nick said.
Fair.
People can just say things.
They can just say them.
You know. No matter how hard I try, it's impossible to block out this place's dark, damp, earthy smell. And Jack's smell. The sharp tang of the iron in his blood, and the acrid smell of the shit from his guts, filling his pants.
3.
I feel the rush of wind, then hear the crunch. The spike is embedded into the rock again, and I let it go. I feel a slight tinge in my hand from the force of the blow, but that's all, really. My heart is thumping in my throat.
Good, you let go. You never want to hold on to the spike once it is lodged this far in.
He hammered the spike up to its head on the rock, and then pulled the spike out.
And now for the fun part.
He cupped his mouth with his hands and bellowed out behind him.
Blast!
We hear the shuffling of feet and the rumble of voices from some distance away from us, moving further away still.
When I say go, we go.
He crouches and rustles with the pack on the floor, then puts the bag on his back, retrieving a thin black capsule with a fuse clasped in his left hand. Then he holds the fuss to his lamplight.
Wait for the hiss.
The fused sound of the sparks are unmistakable.
Now you place the dynamite in the hollow spike hole and you run.
He seems surprised to see that Yao and I are already a considerable distance away from him, so he breaks into a run to catch up. Yao pulls me by the sleeve around a barrier of rocks and the scaffolding and tells me to duck and cover my ears. The blast is louder than any gunshot I've ever heard. I can feel the weight from the explosion briefly in my knees, connecting to the ground. We can hear the rocks tumble over one another, and it continues for several minutes as the shattered vein crumbles and collapses, spilling out the sparkling clusters. So what now?
Now we pick up the small pieces and put them in the cart. And we crush the larger pieces with the hammer until they are fit for transport.
It feels like we spent hours crushing and hauling rocks, loading them onto the mine cart, pushing the cart to a cage for transportation, then unloading the rocks. About halfway through the pile, the foreman comes and drags Yao off somewhere for something else. So the rest of the work goes even slower. I feel pretty uncomfortable by the time we clear the pile. My fur is slick with sweat, and there's a thin film of dust and debris on top of that. Debris. There's a stiffness to each clump of fur when I move. I desperately need to wash up. Nick, I'm starting to think that holding that spike wasn't so bad.
Oh?
This work is nasty. I haven't been this dirty for only a few hours of work since I started in my cousin's. Worked in my cousin's slaughterhouse.
Is that so? You should expect for there to be a lot of dirt when you work beneath the ground.
I don't mind it when it all comes around me. When it's all around me. It's a different story when it's all up on me and sliding against me in places it probably shouldn't be.
Well, we can clean you up when the lunch whistle blows. But still, I would not bother. You will get dirty again in the afternoon anyway. Oh.
I see most of Nick's upper body lurch forward as he looks ahead, eyes widening with surprise. Then he lurches forward, nearly skipping to keep himself from toppling over. I have to put my hands in front of a mongoose who is yelling in a language that I don't understand, to keep him from pushing Nick again. But then he starts... There we go. Then he starts pushing me. Hey, what's this problem?
I don't know.
I can't understand what he's saying either. Oh, Blue Jay. Okay. But I can probably guess. Your friend takes up most of the tunnel. He looks at the wall. He looks against the wall. They're definitely exaggerating.
You can pass us by.
The badger steps by, pushing his back awkwardly against the wall to give the mongoose and the blue jay room to run by.
So there's birds.
They're bird.
Bird. Do we see bird?
No.
Oh, fuck.
No rights.
No, yeah, for real. He said, fuck you, bird.
The mongoose, the mongoose does. The blue jay doesn't. And Nick sounds a lot more quiet than usual. His face is impossible to read. Barely. I don't mind I don't know what this asshole's problem is. But he's definitely wasting our time. You gonna walk past us or what? We've got things to do. Everybody down here has things to do. Might be hell of a lot easier if your foreign friend ate less. Your mouth moves an awful lot for a party of one. And for somebody skinnier than most wait, depiction?
No.
Depiction? Depictions?
There you go.
Okay.
That's the word.
I was getting there.
Yeah.
I was getting there.
It was very cool seeing you put all the building blocks together. I liked it. It's a word. It's got a lot of weird.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of weirdness to it.
Yeah. Of Christ on the crucifix. Oh, there we go. Blessed be his name.
You
God damn
gotta make up for it.
it. You know, Sam is a
Good old Christian boy.
yeah. He has a Bible in his desk.
Yep.
You slow or something?
Please do not cause trouble on your first day, Sam.
Since when did I cause trouble? The Blue Jay walks past us, after all. Hey, what's this? The Blue Jay snatches Nick's hat and looks at it, hopping several steps backwards. This looks like a fire hazard. I think Foreman Moore should have a look at this. Nikolai has the Blue Jay against the wall. He's grabbing him with both arms, gripping tight, squeezing. Then he takes his hat back.
You will not touch that.
He grips both of the Blue Jay's shoulders and slams him against the wall.
Not now.
He slams again.
Not later.
He slams again.
Not ever.
He puts his hat back
Hell
on his
yeah.
head, and the Blue Jay stumbles forward. I didn't notice until today, but Nick is actually heaving. The Blue Jay has a sort of dazed sort of look, like he's confused to be somewhere he is right now. Then he shook his head, like he was lost. Is something going on over here? The Golden Retriever is standing behind us, walking up to the scene. Is something the matter, Nate? The Blue Jay just shakes his head and spits on the floor before turning to leave. He looks from Nick and then to me, and his expression sours. Oh, you again.
Wow.
What about me again? Now that I don't know what's going on, now I don't know what's going on, but I don't think we're off to a great start. Come again. Do you remember what your boss said? We do work, we get paid. If everybody can't figure out how to get along, we won't get anything done. And now I see two of our good workers at each other's throats this early in the week. Are you an instigator, Mr. Ayers?
Yes.
Are you a foreman, Keys? I've heard his voice before. From the prior night.
Oh, Dimitri. Hello.
Dimitri. It was the bear from the stag, the one Nick and Yao knew. Move along, Dimitri. This doesn't concern you.
And management certainly doesn't concern you. You're still not a boss.
Wait, he isn't? For some reason, I assumed he was another foreman.
This little man, this little guy, a foreman.
Oh, he can suck his way up to being a boss. You know he can.
Yeah, it's true. He is just a hole, and holes kind of get their way, huh?
He is just a hole.
Oh boy.
He'd be like, bitch, what about me? I'm your friend.
I'm your
And I'd
friend.
be like, no, you're literally a fucking bottom. You're just a hole.
Literally at the bottom, you're just a hole.
I don't know where that audio clip is from, but I love it.
It's a pretty good one.
That's really weird. I don't have to be a manager to care about the state of the men's morale.
But in a very real capacity, you are not qualified to be. Am I wrong, Keys?
I have seniority over this man.
And I have seniority and experience over you. Doesn't really mean a thing now, does it?
Well, maybe it should. Though I have to say, there's a difference in having seniority as a grunt for 2 years versus having it for 10.
I'm happy where I am. We'll have to chat about how happy you are with your life in 8 years.
I have a hunch we won't be in contact by then.
You're still young. I wouldn't trust too many of your hunches. Like, for instance, that fist you threw last night with your thumb positioned beneath your knuckles.
And Ben smacks the side of the minecart. Not here. Not today.
He punched like this. What a fucking idiot.
Look,
What an actual dumbass.
I like this part, Trap, from anybody.
Yeah, he's like sneering.
Like, fuck you, I can eat all these apples.
You do just want to grab him by the chin. It's like, hey, you shut your mouth or put that mouth to good use. Oh shit.
Let's have a clean day today. I want some order on the 3rd floor.
I'm sure you do.
And then control yourself and lead by example. After all, that's all you can do.
Ben shuffles as he walks away in a moody swagger.
You fellas alright?
Of course. Well, I am, anyway. But Nick, I can't really say. He's staring at the ground and his arms are folded. I haven't ever really seen him in that intense before. At least not in that way. I've seen him emotional in private before, and he's told me he's been in fights before. But I've never seen him grab a guy. Although I guess he's grabbed me plenty of times. But it wasn't like that.
Or was it?
Yet. Something about that scares me. I hope he's alright. I guess I should be careful about touching his hat myself. Put your dick in it.
I need a moment to gather my thoughts.
A ghostly iron whistle blows through the tunnel.
Just take care of them to the mess. Just take care to bring them to the mess area. You don't want to skip out on the best part of the day.
You'd think that, would be going home.
Not at night.
Oh. That's true. I guess. The bear is holding his chest as he rolls out into a burst of laughter at his own joke. It's the kind of laugh that reminds me of embers crackling in an autumn campfire. That is very descriptive.
That is really descriptive.
That is an odd description.
Very
Mr.
eloquent.
Ayers of Samuel.
Very eloquent, Sam. Very, very much.
I think you get what's important. But it doesn't sit right when somebody tells me you shouldn't find a way to be comfortable with a day of honest work. Trust me, when you get to a certain age, it's good to have something or other that keeps you busy.
Holy shit.
You did it.
The words were not wording.
I never had much trouble staying busy.
Neither did I. Until later.
He sends us a casual salute and wanders off down the tunnel.
I've held us up long enough. We should go.
I wouldn't be too concerned about me. I didn't pack anything to eat.
Why would that make me less concerned? You must eat, Sam.
There's dirt. I've skipped lunch plenty of times before. More recently than before, to be honest. Some cornbread, collards, and pork would be nice right about now.
We will ask some men to share. Or barter, if we must.
The mess hall, which is more of a dimly lit cavern with stools scattered about and around it than a hall, has a row of iron lockers against the beam and earth walls. Yeah. Well, I think we'll end the part here. You know?
Alrighty.
Had a fun time. Re-met a friendo.
It was pretty good, I think.
More scene with Benny, always good in my book.
I do like Dimitri. I think he's pretty cute.
Dimitri's cool.
He's a pretty cute guy.
Yeah. We'll see you around, everyone.